God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Welcome again to another episode of Ron's Opinion. Don't matter. How y'all feeling out there? Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. God is good. Hopefully, your life is good. Oh, man. It's a beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day. Today is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Oh, man. It's just so much information flying around. It's just so much information flying around. Just like every day you get new information of what's going on politically and as it relates to the economy, as it relates to Trump executive orders. And it's just so much stuff flying around. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to begin. You got the liberals out there. They're having calypso fits, and the Democratic Party just having meltdowns over and over and over because they just don't get it. They don't get it. They just don't get it. Most of Americans not for what y'all doing. It was not for what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was doing the 4 years that they was in there. I mean, these people don't know the difference between what's a woman and what's a man. Like, you can't get no more stupid than that. And they all, they pissed off and they can stay pissed off. I don't really care, but they're having these fits and these breakdowns. But my thing is that, the last 4 years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris haven't been good for nobody. But the Democratic Party, politically wise, because they've been lining their pockets the whole time. Mike in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, the Democratic Party as a whole, like, honestly, like, sometimes a couple of people that be on my live, and they always saying that I go in hard on the Democratic Party. And yeah, I do. I go in hard on them. Because I'm like, hey, Melissa, how you doing? How you doing? God bless you. Like, I do go in hard on the Democratic Party. And it is personal. Like, when I don't make it, I make it known that that it is a bit personal with me because I grew up in Philadelphia. We all were Democrats. And I never really actually stepped back and paid attention to what the Democratic Party was doing to the Black and Hispanic community as a whole. So yes, it is personal with me because now I got a bigger and more clearer picture. What's up, Christopher Real? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. So me growing up in Philadelphia, I see firsthand what they have done to the Black and Hispanic community and how much they have enriched themselves. And meanwhile, the Hispanic and Black community hasn't benefited from none of it. So that's why I for me, it's personal. And I've had people come in and say, well, what has the Republican Party done for the Black community? Well, slavery, Republican Party. Grayson, what's up? What's up? The Republican Party, mostly all the civil rights legislation was basically supported and signed by the Republican Party. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. So there's a whole lot that was beneficial to the Black community as Republican throughout the Republican Party back then. But here's my point. And this is where we start to get into it right now. All right, so this is the point that I'm be trying to make to people when it comes as it relates to Democrat and as it relates to Republican. Okay, let's say, because they always saying Republicans don't do nothing for Democrats. What they fail to realize is that if I'm a Republican politician, right? What's up, Grace? Good. If I'm a Republican politician, right? And the people that voted for me, by vast majority, is Republican. What's up, Adventure? The people that voted for me are Republican, right? So and now I'm a Republican politician, and the people that voted for me are Republican. Why would I be concerned about the people that didn't vote for me? My whole job is to cater to my voter base, which is if I'm a Republican politician, I should mostly support and do the things that the people that voted for me in line with, right? All right, so why would I be concerned if the Black and Hispanic community, by and large, vote Democrat? By and large. God bless you. God bless you. By and large, vote Democrat. You cannot blame the Republican Party for anything because they're not the ones that you're voting for. You're voting for the Democrats. So if your conditions are messed up and you by and large vote Democrat, those are the ones you're supposed to blame for the conditions. You don't go blame a Republican for a job that he's not doing. His job is to take care of his voter base. Your job as Democrats to take care of your voter base. And if I look at the Republican side, they seem to be doing pretty good. And I look at the Democratic side, the only ones doing good is the politicians. The community is being destroyed. The crime is increasing. The poverty rate is increasing. Everything is destructive and everything is degrading. But yet the politicians on the Democratic side is in wealth and they're getting more wealth and more wealth and more wealth. But then they want to say about Republicans. I can care less. Because I ain't watching, I'm not looking at Republicans because I did not grow up around Republicans. It's the Democratic Party that has been doing it to us. So darn right, I'm going full steam on the Democratic Party. I don't care if they like it or not. I don't. My bad. That's just the way my voice amplifies. That's why I'm going full steam on the Democratic Party. And it is my hope and my prayer that they totally get dismantled, that there is no existence of this Democratic Party as we see it today. Now, maybe years back, different story. God bless you in the military. God bless you. Maybe years back, different story. But what I seen out the Democratic Party, there is nothing worth salvaging because in my mind, in my perspective, they work for Satan. And if you say so, America, we don't have kings and rulers. The people rule. If you say so. And that is my point. That is the reason why I go so hard on the Democratic Party. Because they are the ones responsible for the Black and Hispanic communities because by and large, they have been the ones that have been elected to serve those people. And they have failed at it horribly. So yes, I'm going to continue to go in on the Democratic Party. Always. You want to meet who? Like I said, I'm going to continue to go in on the Democratic Party because they're the ones that by and large, Black people have voted for. You on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. And that's the truth. Now, if someone sees something different than I see, it is what it is. But this is the reason why I go in on the Democratic Party like I do. Because they're the ones buying the Black people and Hispanic people over the years have voted for it by far more. I don't know who you are, BM, and I don't know what you're trying to provoke, but this ain't the place to do it. We ain't doing that over here. Real talk. But anyway, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. Real talk. And that's why I go in on the Democratic Party like I do. I have no mercy to them because they have been the ones. Philadelphia has been ran by Democrats for years. Look at California Democratic mayor. Look at Atlanta. Look at Chicago, and all of these places, New York, and all these places, Democrat. By and large, Democrat. So the people that voted for Democrat want you to complain about the Republican. The Republicans aren't responsible for what the Democratic voters are living in. It's not the Republicans' fault for that. That's the Democratic fault. They're the ones who's in charge. Right now, the city of Philadelphia has a Democratic mayor. The prior mayor before that was Democrat. The one before that was Democrat. The one before that was Democrat. So that's my point. So when people say to me, oh, you don't Republican this, no. I ain't, listen, if I grew up in a Republican area and we was dealing with it Republican side, then I get it. I'd be like, oh, okay. That's what it is. It is what it is. But I grew up in Democrats. And right now, I don't even call them Democrats. I call them Democrats. Because I think they work for Satan. Real talk. I think they work for Satan. That's why I call them Democrats. Grayson, you said you work in the military? What's going on? Unknown opinion. What's up? God bless you. Yeah, I forgot about the Diddycrats. That's another good one. That name fits them perfectly. You know why they bent out of shape? They really bent out of shape right now because they behinds us, their hands been cooked in that cookie jar. That's why they really bent out of shape right now. They worried about they behind might actually end up going to jail this time. I hope they do. I hope they find enough criminal stuff to put their behinds away. You're right, Melissa. You're absolutely right. Their party is dying, and I'm watching it die, and I hope it died till there is nothing left but residue. That's it. I don't even want residue. I want it to be to the point where there's no evidence of them of existing. I mean, I know might not be possible, but that's where I'm at. They have done so much destruction and theft and lying to just basically everybody, but mostly the Black and Hispanic community, because they're the ones mostly was running them, and they have been taking advantage of them for years. So that's why I go in on them like I go in on them. I'm sorry. And I'm so glad nowadays that there's a lot of Black and Hispanic people that has abandoned the Republican Party. I mean, literally abandoned the the Democratic Party. And they doing it even more to this day. A lot of them are switching. Because that's it. And because they're tired of it. How can you, first of all, make this make sense? They said that Kamala Harris is the first woman vice president, right? How is that possible when y'all don't know what a woman is? And then I'm watching her, talking about her pronouns. Oh my God, these people are slow. Something wrong with them. But how can you be the first female vice president when y'all don't know what a woman is? That don't even make sense. And y'all was pushing this stuff. But you don't know what a woman is. But you want to be known as the first woman vice president. Make it make sense. And Melissa, you know what? I hope it is really my prayer. I ain't gonna lie to you. If anybody know me, well, Melissa, you be on these lives a lot of time. That's my prayer. And when I say Democrat Party, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about that mentality, that Democrat mentality that they've been spewing on people in the last 4 or 5 years or whatever. I'm gonna say even before that. Honestly, I think it escalated with Obama. Unfortunately, it escalated with Obama. Obama was the OG of it. He was the one that gave them the platform to feel as though that they can actually push it this far. When he started said it was okay for men to go in the women's bathroom, and when he threatened the schools to pull funding because they wouldn't accept if they didn't accept this stuff, and when he was going over to Africa and threatened Africa and said, if you don't accept gay marriages, you're going to, Obama. And that's the reason why we're here right now. So yes, I am so glad that a lot of Hispanic and a lot of black and even some white and a lot of people have been abandoning the Democratic Party, and they're having a fit. And I'm hoping, honestly, Mayor Adams do the same thing. Mayor Adams do the same thing. What do you mean, Melissa? Yeah, like you disagree with the Democratic Party if you want to. First of all, they get violent. My thing is this. Right, exactly. I agree with you, Unknown Opinion. Why do your tax dollars got to pay for this stuff? And when you read I don't get too much into the details of what they read, because the stuff, when you read the details of where this money went to, it's like you can't make this stuff up. So that's why a lot of times I don't like to read it, because it's like, we Americans can't be this stupid. We can't possibly be American and be this stupid. No, there's no way. And that's the reason why I read it all the time. I look through all of this stuff and I look at the details, and I just be sitting there and like, oh my God. And we elected these people who picked these people who agreed to take tax money and fund this type of stuff. And it's like, no way in the world. Listen, I am not the smartest person by any means, but I'm smart enough to know that don't make sense. That don't even make sense what we spending that money on. And meanwhile, American citizens over here struggling. We happen to make really hard. You working 40 hours of your life every week. Some of us work way more than that, but I'm just going to go with the 40 hours. Only to come home, get up every single day, do it again, and then to have somebody else take their tax dollars. Don't pour it in your community. Don't pour it in your neighborhood. Don't make things cost effective, more cheaper, more reasonable. Take that money to another country and study something that don't make no ridiculous sense whatsoever. And you actually make millions of dollars doing it. And you know they're not really doing it. That's just the bull crap that they come up with so that they can squander that money around and bring it right back to their pockets. And that's why I said, when you start to go down this rabbit hole, it does not have a bottom. You just gonna get mad. When I started going down this rabbit hole of the corruption and stuff, and just the stuff that I could find on my own, I said, man, I've never seen something so ridiculous in my life. And at some point, I just had to push the brakes because there's no end to the bottom. It's like, y'all really, these people really, here's my point. This is the reason why you just can't let anybody in your country. These are the reasons why you can't just let anybody in your country. Because if you don't raise a group of people that love your country and embrace your country and have a heart for this country and have a heart for America, and they end up getting in positions like this of power, and they bring other mentalities into it, you just create a bigger monster in this world. He said Baltimore City needs 300 emergency medical transport firefighters. They short. All these young guys stand. Right. How you short with all these young guys standing around? Ain't nobody got no job. And my thing is this is why and even when it comes to the educational system, you have to teach the children at a young age to love their country and what the country was founded on. and what this country was founded on. And if you teach them what this country was founded on, they learn to love and respect the country. They will keep the country and want to be willing to protect it because they don't want their freedoms sacrificed for bullcrap that we spending money on right now. Because at the end of the day, you might have freedom, but you really don't. If you go to work for 40 hours a week and you get your paycheck, you pay all your bills, everything is gone, and you can't. You really have to actually try to squeeze something out so your family can enjoy some of it. Just squeeze it out. That should not be. In the country that they say is the richest country in the world, that should not be a situation. It shouldn't be. It's not even about how much you make. It's the cost of living that has been driven up so high that it's draining everything out of your pocket before you can get to enjoy it. And at some point, you're just going to be unmotivated to work. What's up, Manuel? God bless you. God bless you. You on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. That is unbelievable. I mean, it's believable, Melissa, but it's unbelievable. How is that okay? How? That's my point is, how is that okay? They're so busy worrying about transgenderism and all this other crap that they putting in the schools instead of worrying about teaching these kids what they should know, how to do math, how to read, and how to do the basics. This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Baltimore, I honestly speaking, if I was the president, I would strip all funding from Baltimore altogether till y'all fix your problem. I'm sorry. And I'm not just saying Baltimore. I'm talking about these cities that get a lot of this money and there's nothing happening. There is nothing happening and it's not progressing and they're not producing quality, then you should not be getting any money. I'm sorry. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Education is one ticket. And when you take education and you put some motivation and there's ambition and some drive with that, then you'll be unstoppable. And you don't have to be the most smartest person in the world, but you do have to have a basic good education with some great drive and some motivation and put those things on top of that, you'll be unstoppable. You'll be unstoppable. And honestly speaking, when you look at the president of the United States, that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Just because it looked bad don't mean you give up. It don't make sense. If we're giving you all this money and you producing junk, then you need to stop getting money. I'm sorry. If you not, who is going to pay more money for? Like if you're going to go buy a car, let's just use a car as an example. You go buy cars and you keep buying cars from a company and their cars are just junk and it's junk and it's junk and it's not living up to what you're paying for, that car company is going to be out of business at some point because people are going to stop buying it because their reputation is going to show. So how in the world do you keep funding schools whose reputation is not even, why would we keep funding schools who don't meet a certain level of education and producing what the money is going to, and these kids don't even know how to read. They don't even know how to do basic math. And I'm not going to just say it's Baltimore because I know more than just Baltimore. I'm around young kids personally. And I know for a fact that this is a problem. If a kid is around me and I notice that they don't know certain and I got time, guess what I end up doing? I start teaching them. I take my own time and say, no, I'm going to show you how you do math. I'm going to show you how you do this. I'm going to show you how to add. I'm going to show you how to divide. I try to do as much as I can in a small time window I might have to teach them something how to do the basics. And hopefully it triggers their brain to figure it all out. And most of the time, if it's math, I try to use money because I know money was designed around math. What's up, Sack? Sack Claus, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. You on this live, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. And with me, I'm big on math, so I try to teach them. I try to use math. I try to teach them math. So I go with all the basics. And these might be young kids that's around me. And I'll ask them, I'll be like, well, what are you struggling with? And they be like, well, I don't know how to add. They might sometimes they might know how to add and subtract. But a lot of times when they get to multiplication or when it gets to division, they start to get confused. But once I start explaining to them the opposite of it, and when it comes to fractions, they get confused. And I'll be like, well, if you know how to, I said money was designed around fractions. So if you can read money, you know what fractions are. I said fractions are nothing but portions of something. Or in some cases, if you're using a ruler, it's showing you the sides. And once I showed them the three sides, how they all related, decimal points and measurements and money and all of those, how you write them all differently. I'm not getting into a detail right now, but you understand what I'm saying. If you kind of got an idea how to do math, once you give them the basics, you see it wake up in their head. They be like, oh, that's all it is. And they be like, oh, I didn't know that. You'd be surprised how many times, and I can't count how many times I've done this. And they be like, well, I don't understand fractions. I'd be like, well, did you? I said, you look at a ruler and at 1 inch. And I tell them, I said, 1 inch. 1 inch is like $1. If somebody hand you $1, it's like 1 inch. I said, so if I tell you to split that dollar with somebody, another person, you're going to give them 50 cents of that, right? And they be like, yeah. I said, so if you look at a ruler and I tell you to give me a half of that inch, what is it? And they be like, it's a half an inch. I said, it's the same thing. You're just giving them half. You're just cutting it in half as opposed to giving them half of the money. And they be like, oh, that's all it is? I'm like, that's all it is. I said, so if you look at money, it's the same thing. I said, we call it 50 cents, but it's all it is 50% of $1. And they be like, oh. And you'd be surprised how quick they come. And then next thing you know, they start figuring it all out. Real talk. I'm giving you like a quick, kind of do it as fast as I can. But that's all it don't really take a whole lot. But I'm like, what are they spending the time in school doing then? I had 3 nieces that I had to tutor when they was going to school, and they were struggling in math. And my sister will tell you that I sat down with them for 1 hour. 1 hour. And gave them the basics. And my sister said they never struggled in math again. Next thing you know, when they was doing math tests and coming home, they were getting 90s and 100s on their math tests. So I know it ain't impossible, and I know to me it's like, what are y'all spending time in school teaching them then? You could. But you know what, Melissa, you could get away with it. But my thing is this. When I say education, I don't per se just mean going through school system education. Education comes from everywhere. But a lot of the people that didn't have education then, they were very mechanical and they was able to make stuff and build stuff. And that's fine if the machines do it, but what happens if the machine breaks down? Right. And that's my whole point. Like, a lot of what I learned stuff in school, but a lot of it I learned just because I was my dad or people that I was around taught you stuff. You know what I mean? And there's only but so much you can learn in school. But the stuff, I just wonder what they, like, and when I look at the kids that I see in the schools now, I just wonder what goes on inside the school half the time. Now, I worked in the school, so I kind of know. But I just wonder what they teach in school, because I'm like, how in the world these kids not getting none of this? Like, it ain't that complicated. And I'm being honest with you. One of the jobs I used to work on, you had to know math. And they would have college students that would come in there, they hire. And they didn't know how to do they didn't know how to do math. straight out of college. Talking about they come in, yeah, I got a college degree, and did not know how to do. They didn't know how to do, well, some math they did, but they didn't know how to figure out square footage, and they didn't know how to figure out square yards. But you just got out of college. You need to go get a refund. Yeah, I learned a lot more outside of the school than I learned in school. But these guys, we would have people on my old job years ago would come straight out of college and didn't know how to figure out square footage and didn't know how to figure out square yards, but you working in the flooring department. They hired you for the flooring department, and you don't know how to figure out square footage, and you don't know how to figure out square yardage. I wouldn't be surprised. That's crazy. Like, I admit, I'm not the greatest speller at all. I admit that one. I ain't gonna sit there and hold you. I ain't the greatest speller at all. But yeah, I went, in simple math. And they would sit there, I'm like, well, you got to figure out the square yardage. And they'd be like, well, how you do that? You just got out of school, you don't know how to figure out square yardage? Like, that's not, you in the flooring department. That's part of being in flooring. Like, you can't measure. You got to measure. Yeah, and I'm like, huh? You not? And I'm like, no, I don't understand. I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, you really don't know. So if somebody asks you for a 12 foot by 15 piece of carpet, you don't know you don't know. Like, how would you price it to them? If we sell it by the square yards, how you going to give them the price? How you going to give them the price? But that's the stuff that's just crazy. I'm be honest with you, there's a lot of them that do. I'm not gonna say they all do, but a lot of them do. A lot of them do. But it's horrible when you watch this type of stuff that goes on, and they don't get the basic in school. Like, to me, when you get out of high school, there's some things you just shouldn't know. I'm sorry, there's some things basic you should know. And I know we got a lot of technology and stuff like that. And I understand that technology has its foothold into a lot of. Y'all funny. Project 2025 gonna send us back to slavery. Oh. But and my thing is this, that these kids are not getting the type of education. So when I heard Trump talking about the money that being spent on the United States educational system, and we need to look further into it. Yeah, that's all they got left. That's it. Nothing left but fear. And we need to look into it. And I hope we do get a better hold on to the United States, our educational system, that we start producing better type of kids and better educated children. Because it's scary. It's scary. And I remember another job we was on, and the computer systems went down. And one of the guys I worked with, he was like, man, well, how did y'all do inventory if y'all didn't have computers? I said, we had to count. We had to count and subtract it. I said, so, and they was lost, because once the computers went down, only people that knew how to do anything were the older people. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad that we in that situation. For us to be spending this much money on an educational system, we should have the cream of the crop. We should have the cream of the crop right now. Real talk. We should have the cream of the crop. And that's real talk. And our educational system, it needs a lot of work. And believe me when I tell you, I know firsthand. Mr. T, Melissa voted for the lie. Who's the lie, Mr. T? They always saying Trump lied, but they never tell me what they lied about. They always talk about Project 2025, but they never paid attention to Agenda 47. Two things. Yeah, I'm not a fan of unions. Most people are. I mean, some people are. I'm not a fan of unions. If I applied for a job, they said they had a union, I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want none. I would turn it down. And they'd be like, why wouldn't you want to work for union? I said, because that's going to put limits on what I can make and how much I can accomplish. I said, I don't want to work for unions. What about groceries, Mr. T? God bless you if you're on this live, Mr. T. God bless you. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. What about it? Yeah, I know. You're right, Melissa. Actually, they did. And I know everybody keeps bringing up Project 2025, which don't have nothing to do with Trump, but we know they're going to keep spinning it, try to spin it that way. But my thing is this. Trump is in office right now. And never once in all my years have I ever seen, I've heard them talk about government efficiency and trying to cut wasteful spending. I heard a lot of them talk that. And guess what? I've never seen one of them actually do it. This is the first time I actually seen the president of the United States go in there and actually make efforts, strong efforts, to reduce wasteful spending and government corruption. And I've never seen it. And I'm over 50. Yeah, I'm not everybody has a thing, and I mean, I don't think I'm really right about this, but I used to say unions was for lazy people. I mean, it was just my opinion. I'd be like, unions for lazy people. They be like, why? I said, I don't need no union. I said, I work. I said, I bring value to what I do, and I said, I work. So if somebody, when I go to do a job, ain't nobody gonna question. They gonna want me to stay because I'm gonna be so productive. They ain't gonna see nothing like that. Say one good thing about Trump. Mr. T. Oh, you talking about Mr. T. Yeah, good luck with that. Joyce, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Oh, hey, Joyce, if we all, but like you said, we all knew this was coming. And that's why we excited and we happy to see it. We glad that our president is actually doing what he campaigned on, which is cutting wasteful spending, Department of Government efficiency. And I mean, honest with you, we all knew it. And my thing is this, even the Democrats, even people who voted Democrat, this is why they so hypocritical to me. Everybody in the United States that pay taxes said the same thing. Let's get real about this. I'm dead serious. There is nobody in the United States that works a job that did not say at some point or another, why am I paying taxes and where is it going? I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican or independent. You said it. You were trying to figure out what the money is for and where is it going. Real talk. So and finally you got a president that's actually have the kahunas to go after wasteful spending and go after all of the corruption, and they know he's going to be ridiculed and know they're going to try to come after him and still had the kahunas to go do it. Finally, we here. And we seeing it in real time. Anybody that have a problem with what Trump is doing right now is a hypocrite, because every last citizen of America that worked jobs and paid taxes said the same thing. They wanted this. Even if you did not vote for Trump, you wanted this. You wanted the government to stop wasting money on stupid stuff. So to sit there and act like now when something is a problem, you full of crap. Everybody wanted that. Every citizen of America that worked a job, that pays taxes, whether you Democrat or Republican, you wanted the government to be cut out the wasteful spending. And if you say no, you don't, you're lying through your teeth. Every one of us did. Every last one of us did. Wait, you can't tell me one person that been paying taxes throughout this time that's okay with it when they see where the money is actually going. None of us was okay with that. Me, inspired, and it really, when you look at places like Baltimore, a lot of parts of Philadelphia, and a lot of these other places, when you look at the roads, the streets, the houses, and all of the destruction around them, and you still paying taxes, and you look at the politicians and they got all this wealth in their pocket. Meanwhile, your neighborhoods and your communities look like crap. You can't tell me you okay with that. They sitting there talking about they have a problem with Elon Musk. I'm glad he's doing it. And my thing is this: if Elon Musk wasn't doing it, let's say we had a different face in it. Let's say if Obama was Elon Musk doing what he's doing right now, would they have a problem with it? If Trump was to pick Obama to do what Elon Musk is doing right now, would it be a problem? And you're right. You know what, George? I think you're right. I think that's a great idea. And that's my point is this: if Trump was to go get Obama to be the head of Doge and do exactly what Elon Musk is doing, would these liberals and these Democrats, would they have a problem with him? Probably not. They'll be saying, oh, we glad he's doing it. We need this. We need this. What's the difference? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I would trust Elon more than I would trust Obama. Oh, my God. Kendrick Lamar. Man, that was the worst. Oh, my goodness. That was, I watched that Super Bowl, and that performance was the worst thing I've ever seen in a Super Bowl halftime show. I turned it off. I was like, what the hell? What is this? What am I watching? I turned it off until it was over with. And I was like, I ain't this. What's up, Mr. T? How you doing, man? Mr. T, hopefully you hit that like button and subscribe button. Appreciate you coming in. You don't have to agree with us. It's okay. We still love you. We still appreciate you. That's why we do this. This is why we do it. So we can all have disagreements. And that's real talk. So that we can all have disagreements. That's why we do it. We don't all have to agree. But we still have to be in this. If you're United States citizens like we are, we still all have to come together. Yes. We still all have to come together. We can't hate each other because we have political differences. We actually should have, conversation about it. And some of the stuff we should be laughing about. Because some of the stuff you gotta laugh at because it's hilarious. I mean, it ain't funny. Some of it ain't funny because, we being bankrupt for the most part. Because of the stupidity of the people that we elected. But at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta sit back, you gotta laugh at this stuff like, man, what's wrong with us? Like, what's wrong with us? And that's real talk. Like, me personally, I want to shrink government to the extreme bare minimum. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And me, like I said, me personally, I want to shrink government to the like extreme bare minimum. I'm dead serious. That's where I'm at. I don't want because I've seen where our tax dollars have been going over the years. I just don't want to give the government no more to work with no more. Y'all have proven yourself to be extremely irresponsible. And the example that I always tell people is if you had a kid and you gave them a $2,000 credit card, a credit card with a $2,000 credit limit, right? This is an example that I give people. And then you tell them, do not use this unless it's an extreme emergency. And then a month or so ago later, that kid has maxed that $2,000 credit card out already on stupid stuff. No emergencies, no real things. It's on stupid stuff. He done went and bought him some Gucci and some Prada and all these fancy name stuff that you should not be spending money on. He done maxed out that $2,000 credit limit. Now you're paying the bill, but the kid's spending the money. Now you go to you call the credit card company up and ask them for a credit increase. Okay, so they boost you up to $4,000. You never take the card from the kid. The kid still got that card. 2 months later, he done ran that card up to $4,000. He done maxed it out again. So then you go back to the credit card company and you say, you know what? I know I'm maxed out, but can you give me a credit increase? They boost you up to $6,000, but you never take the card from the kid. The kid go and max it out again. You see my point? This is where we dealing with when it comes to Washington. They're irresponsible. So instead of them getting control over their spending habits and have extreme discipline when it comes to our tax dollars, we just keep letting them go. And let's just raise the debt ceiling, give them more to spend with. Oh no, let's just spend. Now we done already spent 30 years of future money. I'm not saying that's exactly enough. I'm just saying. How many times we gonna keep giving them more money to work with, and they haven't done nothing. They haven't done well with the money that they had. Don't raise no. You don't get no more credit. You better stop spending because the stuff you spending it on don't even have no value. It's worthless. And we still giving you more money to work with? What's wrong with us? None of us should be okay with that, rather you Democrat, Republican, anybody. We should not be okay with that. If I want to work, if I'm going to work hard for my money, then I should be the one mess it up. You should not take my tax dollars and go spend it on studying what the effects of butterflies when you give them cocaine. Now, it doesn't make sense. And there's no party in America that works and pays taxes is okay with that. The effects that alcohol have on beetles when you give them a drink. Like, come on now. You can get two friends, they can go do that on their own. Why would we give the government millions and millions of dollars to study something like that when you can get two buddies together and go get a couple of beetles, $20 worth of alcohol, study done. They know exactly what effects they have on somebody. Why would anybody spend billions and millions of dollars on stuff like that? And we, taxpayers, are funding this. Nobody's okay with that. There's not one person in America that can sit there and tell me that they're okay with that. And that is the point that I'm making. Rather you Democrat or rather you Republican, it doesn't matter. When you see the level of wasteful spending and how unproductive that it is, none of us should be okay with that. And these Democrats and liberals that's out here having a fit over the fact that Elon Musk is finding all this stuff, make sure y'all pay close attention to them because at some point they're going to be voted for again. They're going to be running up. Hopefully, they're going to be in some type of office that they need to be voted on. Pay close attention. Make sure they don't get back in. That's real talk. Because if they got a problem with this, they're the ones stealing it. Don't give them the chance to steal no more. Okay, Melissa. And that's my whole point. See that? The government should have went to Melissa and said, listen, we want to know the effects. Because she can get it done for $100. See my point? That is the point that I'm making. The stuff that they've been taking our tax dollars on and spending it on doesn't even make sense. It don't make sense at all. It just don't make sense. Exactly. The stuff that man, I mean, I know some of y'all probably read the details. I read the details and I just be like, man, I could have got all this stuff done for a whole lot cheaper than that. Real talk. But if you want to launder money, that's how you do it. Yeah, exactly. How you do that? See that right there? And you know, it's funny, Sackcloth. I said that in a video a while ago. I said about that campaign with her when I'm like, she spent $1.5 billion campaigning against Trump and lost. Like, lost horribly. Like, you lost everything. You lost the presidency, you lost the House, you lost the Senate, you lost everything. And you lost everything. And you spent $1.5 billion and ended up in debt after the fact. See my point? So my point is, why would y'all keep giving these type of people more money to work with where they can't even be responsible? She couldn't even run a campaign and come out of it with some what on top. Yeah, you know what? I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they ever got paid. I mean, we don't hear no more about the story, so I'm assuming that they probably did. Yeah, in a matter of months. You're right, Zach. In a matter of months, she managed to run through a $1.5 billion and lose everything. Everything. Listen, her campaign was so bad that she went to a Lakers game. And nobody even cared that she was there. It's sad. And my thing is this is that, well, my thing, when you paying people to support your campaign, that's a clear indication that no one supports your campaign. That means that you're going to lose. If you got to pay somebody to support your campaign, you're not popular at all. No one's really interested in you. That's the truth. Now, here's the thing. I know people donate to campaigns all the time. I don't know, and that $1.5 billion, I'm trying to figure out where they get that money from. Because that's a lot of money. And they saying that she raised all this money. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think she raised that money. I think that money came out of these tax dollars that they've been laundering and spending all around the world and getting it back to them. I'm going to be honest with you. That's where I think it came from. I don't think people donated to her campaign. I think that was part of the money, the corruption of government. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Yep. And they was putting out big money to get people to like her. To get people to try to convince other people to vote for her. It just didn't make sense to me. Listen. That goes to show you how bad the Democratic Party is. That was all they had to work with was Kamala Harris. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was all y'all had to work with. Y'all had nobody else on y'all team anywhere close to that. That is the best y'all had. Yeah. And I bet you those influencers didn't even vote for it. They went in there and voted for Trump. The people that influence them. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. I'm standing on this, and I might be wrong, but I don't care what nobody say. Joe Biden voted for Trump. Joe Biden voted for Trump because he was happy when she lost. I don't care what nobody say. I'm standing on that. Joe Biden voted for Trump. Yep. That's exactly what they did. Because when that election was over, if anybody go back and watch Joe Biden's face when she lost, and watch how well Joe Biden spoke when he actually spoke after the election was over, I think the next day or something like that, and how fluent and how well he spoke. I had never heard Joe Biden speak that well. Yes. And I was getting ready to get to that, Joyce. When he put that MAGA hat on, it was a wrap. He knew he wasn't. Joe Biden, and it was like, nope, we ain't vote for her. His wife probably didn't either. Because if you look at how she looked at, did you see the tension between Joe Biden's wife and Kamala Harris after the election? She didn't vote for Kamala neither. They all voted for Trump. They was like, man, we ain't that stupid. They was like, we ain't vote for her. We gonna help make America great again. We have messed up for the last 4 years. We're gonna do the right thing this time, and we're gonna vote for Trump, and we're gonna help make America great by make sure that he gets back in office. Yep, it was. It was their fault. Yeah, you're right, Chris, for real. She wore that red suit. She was like, nope. You know what I mean? She was like, nope, I voted for Trump. They all did. I think Obama voted for Trump, too. The way they was laughing that day. Come on now. Y'all know Obama voted for Trump. That's probably why Obama and his wife got beef with each other right now. Because she found out that he voted for Trump. Because my thing is that you see how Trump and Obama was laughing and stuff like that. That's what Obama turned around and said. He said, you know I voted for you, right? Right. He wasn't really supporting it. He was just, well, you know what? I'm a Democrat. I got to go out here and I got to try to convince these people that, she's best for the country, even though I know she's not. But because I'm a Democrat and I've been supported by the party, I got to do my job. And I got to go out there and act like I really want her to win when I know I don't. And when he got in that, when they was at that funeral, and him and Obama and President and Trump was sitting beside each other, and they laughing and stuff, Obama turned around and told Trump, he was like, I voted for you. You know I wasn't going to vote for that dummy, right? You know good and well, we ain't that stupid. You know we didn't vote for her, right? My wife might have did, but I didn't vote for her. Yeah. But they talking about, I'll be honest with you, I hope she go away too, but then again, I don't. I hope they put her back up too. Put her back up against J.D. Vance. Oh, my God. Yeah, he did. And here's the thing. When you start to look, if you go back and you look at Obama, a lot of stuff that Obama was saying years ago, he had the same stance on the border that Trump has, that we have. But if you look at Joe Biden had a different stance than Obama as it relates to the border. People don't pay that no attention. Joe Biden wanted that border open. He's always said that. Joe Biden never had a problem with open borders. He think it was okay. Obama had a different stance on it. But what you gonna do? That's what happened. Joe Biden has a different stance. He wanted that border open. Because Joe Biden is a criminal. Like, he wanted it open. They was trying to get that money, and they got a lot of money out of that. All that money that went to them $6,000 a month for the hotels. Yeah, okay. Y'all know who's getting that money. And I'm possibly. I'm gonna say maybe a little bit more successful, but they would have looked a lot better because at least Michelle Obama got enough brain cells to actually sit through an interview. They sit through an interview, so it wouldn't have looked so bad with her as opposed to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was just dumb. Like when I say dumb, Kamala Harris is like this empty bottle of water. Nothing. Just empty. Nothing going on. That's her. And Michelle Obama got a lot more intellect, so she wouldn't have looked so bad if you would when it come to interviewing her and talking to her. So they probably would have done better with her. You're right. She was actually black, not faking like she black. When Trump said she just became black, when he said about Kamala, he said she was always Indian. She just came. All of a sudden now she's black. Oh man, I don't care what nobody say. Trump funny, man. I didn't realize how funny he was until I started paying attention to some of the election. Yeah, man. I'm glad they finished. I don't want to see no Democrat. I honestly speaking, and it's not so much I just want that Democratic mentality that we see just came out of nowhere. That's where I'm glad. I want to dismantle that mentality because we don't need that in America. Whatever the Democratic Party has turned into, we don't need that in this country. And that's the real thing that I want to dismantle and get rid of. The Democratic Party mentality that they have all of a sudden adapted in the last maybe 10 years or whatever. I don't know where it came from, but I want that going. All this, I don't know what a man is and I don't know what a woman is and stuff. And it's okay for anybody and everybody to just come over into your country and all that. None of the stuff that they were doing made logical sense. So that's the mentality that I want to get rid of. I mean, and if it means get rid of the whole party, then get rid of the whole party just to get rid of the mentality. You're right. They traveling without a Jeep. The Democratic Party is traveling without a GPS. They have no idea where they're going. They on dry, barren land without a GPS and no roads. And that's and what you need to run this country for the most part is a strong level of common sense. You don't have to be that brilliant. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You got to have common sense because politics is really mostly is just common sense. You should not be doing more for another country than you do for your own. Common sense. You should not let people just walk over in your country just like you don't just let people walk in your house. Common sense. Yeah. Exactly. You just can't. And that's common sense. And none of the stuff that we talk about is like complicated. Simple, common sense stuff. No one's going to just let you walk in their house and be okay with that. Just like the country. This is our country. We don't let just people just walk in. We want to make sure if you come in here, you come in here for the right reasons. What's your reason? Or you want to be a citizen? Well, here's the process. You got to go through it. Make sure you really mean it. And if you want to come bad enough, if you really want to come here and you want to do it bad enough, you'll go through the process. It's just like somebody wanting a college degree. If somebody wants a college degree bad enough, what they going to do? They're going to go through the process because they really want it. Same thing with the country. You shouldn't be walking over here, just coming over any kind of way. You want to come here, we have a process, go through the process, and that's it. All of us are all for immigration. We just don't want nobody walking over here. Because when you just walk over here, we have no idea what your intentions are. And clearly, we got a lot of people over here that have bad intentions. And that's why Tom Homan right now is cleaning up shop like he's supposed to. Because we got to get them out of here. But I appreciate all y'all being on this live. Appreciate it very, very much. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I mean, I had a wonderful time with y'all. Had a beautiful time with y'all. But unfortunately, I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm tired. I had a long, long day. It was real long. And I gotta get me some rest and I gotta get me some sleep. And like I always tell y'all, please make sure y'all make God in your life. Please make sure y'all know who Jesus Christ is and make him part of your life. None of what we talk about, we go back and forth and we go about this and we go about that. But at the end of the day, if we don't have Christ, we don't have nothing. And with that said, I thank every last one of y'all for being on this live, spending y'all time with me. And I'm spending my time with y'all. Thank y'all very, very much. I'll be back Friday. Freestyle Friday, I'll be back then. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Melissa, I'm gonna do me a favor, Melissa. I'm gonna put a comment in one of my videos. I'm gonna try to find it. I want to give you a wrench for the crazies that come in here, and you'll be able to put them in timeout. So if you're okay with it, I want to give you a wrench. And I'm probably gonna start giving out a few more because sometimes we get people in here that just ramble on with crazy, wacky stuff, and it's a distraction. So I hand out a few more wrenches. I know Chris Real already has a wrench. It'll help. You can always just go in and put them in timeout, and not everybody, but just some of the people that come in here, and y'all know what they are because they just start going on putting weird stuff all in there, and sometimes it's distracting. But yeah, even Sackcloth, when you get a chance to, you too, because I noticed I see you in here quite a few times, and it'd be nice to have a few people that can help me out, and just when we get the weirdos. But y'all know y'all see him because y'all see me put them on Chris Real, put them in timeout. But with that said, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll see y'all Friday if y'all can get in Freestyle Friday. Love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with a brother. And until next time, let's all continue to work together so we can all make America great again. Because it ain't just on Trump, it's on all of us. And we're all in this together. God bless y'all. Peace.